A good evening to you as you join us here on Joy Asonye Live on KAFTAN television. It's so good to know you're there watching me at the moment. But today we would take a bit away, go away a little from politics and go into economy, and especially the Nigerian youth, as we'll be discussing technopreneurship and the youth empowerment in Nigeria. It was reported recently that the Nigerian unemployment rate had increased from 37.7% in 2022 to 40.6%, and can even rise even higher. This is because of the continuing inflow of new job seekers into the job market. We're talking about 4 to 5 million yearly. How can Nigeria manage this group? My guest in the studio today has the solution. We'll be talking about entrepreneurship and the tech ecosystem. He is Ambassador Stanley Power. He's the President, Youth Organization for Self-Sustenance in Nigeria and Africa. Thank you so much for being part of the program.
It's all my pleasure.
It's more of my pleasure because for someone who has the solution to what Nigeria is battling with, the unemployment rate, I am honored to have you. And it will be a very interesting conversation as we calibrate around how we can manage the Nigerian youth, the number that we have, and use it for the good of Nigeria. We need our GDP to rise.
Sure.
Yes, we'll go for a short break now and return with more. Stay with us. This is still Joy Asonye Live. We'll be right back. Welcome back from that short break. Like I said earlier, 4 to 5 million new entrants into the job market. That's interesting. How can Nigeria manage all of this? How can we get the young people to understand the powers they have within? Well, Ambassador Stanley Power, again, he's the President, Youth Organization for Self-Sustenance in Nigeria, Africa. You've written 4 books so far, and your organization has been there, registered for 16 years now. But let's just go to why you had to register that organization in the first place and what your mandate really is.
Okay. Well, thank you again for this awesome opportunity to hear my voice and to represent the voiceless Nigerian youths who are aching every day to become somebody that the society will be proud of. My organization, YOS Africa, that is Youth Organization for Self-Sustenance in Nigeria, Africa, has the mandate of great inspiration, because everything in life begins with an inspiration. The inspiration have several levels. It depends on what level of inspiration that you are being pushed, up to. Now, the organization began in 2007 after I won the National Merit Award in the NYC. And that was as a result of deep thinking about the atmosphere, the youth mechanism. Every day I come out from the camp looking at how the Nigerian youth are going to survive. There's no job, and I'm thinking, what is this guy going to do when he finishes this stuff? He's going to go looking for a job? Job pays nobody. In fact, anyone that wants to be great should be thinking about jobs, but learning the job. The difference between doing a job and learning the job.
Right.
So my organization or myself began this inspirational debate within me, and introduced this vision to the zonal director at the camp. And he said, so what do you want to do about it? I said, the only solution to this is information, is knowledge. We have to build the right information, create the right inspiration for people to go in the direction or the flow of that inspiration. And he said, what is my plan? I said, the plan is to organize the resources of persons who have mental capacity to impact knowledge and impact motivation. Remember that motivation had to come with motive.
Motive, okay.
Yeah. If you don't have a motive, what motivation are you going to have?
Would you say Nigerian youths, a large number of them have motive?
No.
Because you just mentioned something really interesting here.
Yeah.
You said it's people who do not have motive that often want to get a job.
Yes.
And instead they have within them the opportunity and ability to create jobs, right? And my question is, we are seeing young people asking for jobs. Is that lack of motive per se?
You see, motivation, like I said, must be driven by motive. What is driving you? What's your motive before you begin to ask for motivation? Like an inspirational speaker, I want to look at the makeup of the people I'm going to be inspiring.
Right.
What is their drive? What the level of their standing in the society? What level of education have they attained? What level of information do they have? So if I'm going to inspire them, if I'm going to motivate them, I must know in what direction they're going to have. So motivation means that you're already with motive. You wake up in the morning, you want to go to the bank.
Of course.
Okay, what is your motivation? The motivation is you want to draw the money.
Exactly.
Or you want to make payment. Something must motivate you to take action. So it means you must have a goal. You must have a purpose. There's something you want to achieve. Without that, you will be looking for jobs. You will look for carpentry job, you look for medicine job, you look for labor job, you will be a chemist, but you will be going to the farm to look for jobs. That doesn't have sense. Doesn't make up anything. Why do you go to school studying industrial chemistry and you don't want to produce chemicals? So why do you believe? You just believe in going to school? So those days when we just go to school because our parents say, go and learn this, those days are gone. Right now, if you must be involved in something, your body, your soul, spirit, and body must be involved in it.
Right.
So when I came out with the formula of inspirational mentorship, inspirational impartation, convincing the humanity in a person that this is the right way to go.
Okay.
Because the society is not going to improve.
You didn't quite answer my question. Do we start with giving people motive, having them seek for motive? Because very often with what you've described, we have several young people who do not seem to have motive. They just want to have a job, do what they are told to do without the need to innovate. So do we start this campaign, this advocacy, with the need to impact in their motive? And is that even possible? Okay,
let me flow it down. You see, my organization is a learning initiative.
Right.
So this initiative, it kind of practically enforces a person who is a participant in this initiative to have a persuasive job or enterprise creation. So what do? We speak to you, we mentor you, we impact the directional guidance for you to have solutions in what you're doing. One very big factor that you cannot take away from all this is that a person who is pursuing a goal must have courage.
Exactly.
If you don't have courage, there's nothing you set up to do in life that you're going to succeed.
Right.
So if you say someone doesn't have motive, what he doesn't have actually is courage. Because if you ever give him motive, it's okay, now you're going to be a paint manufacturer, and you inspire him around all the things that makes him a good manufacturer, or whatever entrepreneur you want him to be. If he doesn't have courage to withstand the winds, he's going to drop it and look for another thing.
Right.
So we must first of all begin to look at what we call the education. What is education? Education is impacting a directional and guiding principles of life that people have to take their part in. Education is broad. When you teach somebody, you allow him to make the decision. You enforce the will of that person, or the will of that knowledge into the personality of that individual, so that he will begin to look at how conscious he had to be. Then that is what will make him to have courage, that this is possible, but I must persist. I must persist. Well, if you don't have young people persisting in going the way of their will, a time will come when they will not be able to carry your own will on them. So that's when you have failures in everything they do, because they are not consistent to go on that stuff, fail 10 times, rise 10 times, continue going on it until you have a great success. So if there is anything in life that I have recognized, is the power of courage, the power of not giving up, the persistent transcension of limits, and that comes to
one of your books. We will get to speak about that. But very quickly, 40.6% is the projected rise in the number of unemployed people in Nigeria. The large number
is going to get worse.
Young people, yes.
It's going to go worse. It's going to go worse.
Right. I don't want us to be bleak on the show today. Don't tell me it will get worse. I want us to talk solutions.
See, solution must be there.
Right.
Solution must be there. But failure will abound. You see, I am not a person that doesn't believe in anything. I believe in the word of God.
Of course.
I believe in revelation. I believe in getting insight into realities. The word of God said, darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. He said it's going to get worse. But he said something. He said light will come upon you. What is light? Light is illumination. Okay. Insight.
So how do we get this light in the economy of Nigeria? Our GDP has to rise for the light to be shining.
Thank you very much.
And the young people do not seem as motivated as according to you as they should be. So I want us to get into the nitty-gritty of what we have to do to these young people. What are the barriers holding them from innovating properly?
Like I've told you, the economy, the political influences, the parental failures, so many things are bringing down the young people. Young people suffer more mentally than before. We have a lot of mental health issues. People taking what they're not supposed to take, people involving associations they're not supposed to involve, people doing all sorts of things they're not supposed to do. Information flying up and down, misguidance, social media catastrophe, people learning the wrong things and claiming that it's the right way. It's going to put them down. So the right person that will succeed is someone who is decent in his mind, who has sound mind, who has decided that this is the way to go, and acquiring the right education, the right skills to go about it. Remember, we just had our summit today, and one of my mentor, Linus Okorio, he said something. He said, in life, if you must have to succeed, you must have focus. You must believe in your success.
Before we get into having focus and believing in yourself, you talked about parental failure. So I want us to address that quickly. What did our parents do that we are seeing the new generation parents failing at? Okay.
A lot of development have come to bear in our parental care. People have fallen out of the normal roots of parentage. Marriage, family, children, raising children. A lot of things have gone wrong. We have borrowed a lot of misguided information. We have learned a lot of wrong things. We have become redundant to our responsibilities. So, and we have become blamers instead of people that take responsibility. We blame the house girl for not bathing the child while you are in your bedroom pressing your phone. You blame the grandparents for not visiting so that the children will know them. You blame the aunties, you blame everybody.
But yourself.
But you don't blame yourself because you're always good. You're right. And somebody says, who cares? All I want to be is to be okay. They have their life to live. Most parents don't realize that the actions they take affect the children instantly, even if they don't react to it. When people begin to see pictures and begin to hear sound, after some time they begin to bend towards that sound and begin towards that pictures. So these are what matters. There are a lot of psychosocial needs for young people There are issues of mental health. When I mention mental health, you begin to ask mental health. Yeah, that's the reason why young people will go and commit suicide. Something of 18, 17 years will commit suicide. Why? His brain has gone abracadabra. He's no more following sequences, and then there is problem.
Right.
So that is the situation we find ourselves. Like I said, we must be critical at education. We shouldn't just deliver sciences. You are in art. Let us look at art. Gone are the days when you are pursuing. Say, I'm just this. What about the other knowledge around it?
Right. So you wrote 4 books now.
Yeah,
you've written 4 books.
2008 to 2019. Yeah.
You wrote 4 books.
Yeah, 4 books.
That's a lot of books.
Yeah, because I'm involved in the knowledge intercourse.
Right.
Yeah, because I really want to know how to be right, how to be good, how to help another person stand. And it's a virtue that anybody can desire. But what makes you begin to think about another person is a very, very, very important virtue.
So all your books, what are they centered on? They're
centered on human development. One of them, the challenge of self-sustenance, which was my first publication, began to look into the dynamism of young people's survival in a city, in a community that has no factored principles.
Case study Africa.
Yes,
or
case study Nigeria. Yeah.
Right.
We begin to ask for self-employment in Nigeria, promoting self-employment, promoting entrepreneurship.
Right.
Entrepreneurship is not a one-man business. Entrepreneurship has to do with bringing resources together, resources of persons, cutting deals for people while they take part in the whole organization, so that they will have a mutual goal, a mutual success. Because entrepreneurship is not just opening a kiosk and you're selling some of our people will call our booking shop. No. That is not entrepreneurship.
What is that?
That is one-man business. That is
Isn't that some sort of is still some
candor. You don't go far with that, because entrepreneurship has to do with vision. Where do you want to go from here? Where do you want to be?
Someone has to start somewhere.
Yeah, of course you have to be somewhere, but at the planning stage,
okay,
you can become on your own. But that is not the vision. The vision is to include people, to bring people inside it. Your business frontier need to have some branches which are about to grow.
Right.
You're going to shoot up.
Ready to grow.
To shoot up. Then you are trying to, you can see today we had a partnership with NCC, and we're asking them to bring in resources
exactly,
from their tech communication to bear on the empowerment of Nigerian youth. And we're asking Naseni, bring in your renewable energy professionals to see how they can engage young people and begin to teach them how to fabricate solar systems, panels, and the rest of them. And then we begin to talk to Smeden. Okay, who are the best business planners you have? Can we have them teach, mentor young people on how to develop business plans? You see, if it was a one-man business, you just be on your own, thinking straight on your own. But right now, you must interface. You must communicate. You must bring other notions into your study so that you can have a liberal view of things.
Okay, you keep referring to the event that was held earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ambassador Stanley Power had an event earlier today on FCT councils and prison inmates technopreneurship capacity summit and training.
Yeah.
So I needed to set the precedence for people who might not understand what you were saying referring to that event. But let's talk a bit about that event. FCT area councils and prison inmate technopreneurship capacity summit.
Yeah.
Why the name? I mean, when I heard prison inmate, I was not sure why you had to infuse that in the theme.
You see, we were planning the FCT area councils technopreneurship training, summit and training. But we had a discussion with my team and realized that if we are going to curtail crimes and immorality or
vices,
failure syndrome,
vices,
right, we must look at those who the correctional services are going to be bringing back to the society.
Okay.
There are young people who are spending 2 years, 3 years, and they're coming out still doing nothing.
Okay.
So we discussed with correctional service, can we have those people that are young, who are vibrant, to be that have the capacity to contribute to the economy of this nation, that are serving either by omission or by commission. They have committed an offense due to ignorance or due to social, pressures. We can train them so that when they are coming out, they say, okay, I can install this air conditioner.
Exactly.
I can repair this CCTV camera. I can make it more effective. I can provide power through solar system. I can decode what energy demand that your 2-bedroom flat or duplex will require. And professionally, he had become a consultant. That is the best way to make money. Being a professional in something.
Right.
Being able to be called and then you solve problems.
So how did that, I'm really interested, how did that engagement go with the correctional management?
They were there. They were there today. Canem represented the CG of correctional service, and their desire is for more of these programs to come up. So that when young people who are serving terms of 2, 3, 4, 5 years, when they come out, the society they'll become more evil.
I need you to tell me more about this plan of what the Youth Organization for Self-Sustenance in Nigeria, Africa would do. Are you going to meet them in the correctional facilities to start engaging them with this skill acquisition right there in the centers before they are released into society, or you have a training that would bring them out and then they go through that?
No, we're going to meet them at where they are. We're going to try to help their social their manners, because people are changing. That's what they call mental health, like I told you before. If you stay somewhere, you are eroded. Nobody cares for you. There is no plan. After I've finished serving, what will become of me? You are thinking of becoming worse. I was a thief. Maybe this time I'll become an armed robber, because these guys don't care about me.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that. It's interesting.
You never know.
Okay.
There's a way you will send someone to sell and he'll come out looking for your children. Right. Yeah, you never hear about serial killers? Who are serial killers? People who just want to kill. They're already made up a mind that there's no good thing coming from this. And
it has something to do with the psyche of the person.
It's mental health.
I agree.
It's right. And maybe it was a lady that caused him to go to cell and said, everyone I see I will rape.
Okay, Stanley, you seem to have several stories around that, but let's go back to your plans for this inmate. How are you going to fund it? It must be very financially tasking. Okay, I would like to know
that's not how to solve problems. Okay. You don't solve problems by looking at money.
I would like to hear what
you solve problem by having the passion. Passion may be there. Money doesn't write books. Money doesn't publish book.
Really?
No, passion.
Because I have a lot of people who have manuscripts and have not published because of money.
No, it's not true. They don't have the passion. It takes a step ahead of time each time to get to Rome. Anytime you stop going to Rome, maybe you are in Babalada, or maybe you find yourself in Sahara Desert.
When Rome is still very far.
When Rome is very far.
Okay, Stanley, let's go for a short break. It's a good time to go for a short break and then return to discuss more. We're still talking about technopreneurship and youth empowerment in Nigeria. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. This is still Joy Asonye Live, where we are discussing technopreneurship and youth empowerment. And we've been discussing this with Stanley Power, Ambassador Stanley Power, really, the President, Youth Organization for Self-Sustenance in Nigeria, Africa. Again, so good to have you be with us. So let's talk about technopreneurship. And I was really interested. I'm still really interested in the plans you have for inmates. You said you would collaborate and you don't need so much money necessarily. So take us through how you would achieve your goals without having so many people bankroll you, like many would be waiting to get before the start.
Okay, I want you to know that the problem we have in Nigeria is system failure. system collapse. Why? Because people have responsibilities, obligations, government agencies, parastatals, ministries. They have in their books policies that will enable the young people, the aspiring entrepreneurs, and even the environment to be transformed. But like I said, that is a structural collapse of system, whereby they fault everything. Ideas are not streamlined. Ideas are not harvested. People bring up initiatives. No one to support their projects. Unlike the Western world, where research funds are more than the educational funds or budget. So you see, in that climax, you see that a lot of things begin to go down. But I thank God that are still very nice people in different governance of the corporate world who seem to align to development issues. Development issues have brought me into this limelight of this organization. After being trained by the British Council and the World Bank Debate to Action on community development, I begin to see the million goals of the past, which has
transcended to
the sustainable development goals, to goals which are really attainable, which are really sustainable, which can be sustained. You see, enough of lip service. If we focus finances or resources to put in the right goals and policies to work, we will not have corruption, because there won't be any money to corrupt, to embezzle. When funds are directed to where they are supposed to be used, which are going to steal? It's because we don't have a system checking system. That is why funds are diving into different places, and people are buying new houses and buying cars at the speed of light without having to make effort for them, stealing government money from the back, money that are supposed to use in developing structures that will keep the society moving, the steam of the engine of the society, basking in energy. That is why we have problems. But I want to commend the Nigerian Communication Commission, who they were at my event, and they saw reasons to follow up on this training. And as I'm talking to you, like I said, money don't do so many things.
Right.
It's passion. How are you able to convince people that you are doing this? Last year, I did some things to train 500 Nigerian youth.
To train them?
Yes.
Wow.
With the Technopreneurship Capacity Conference, the median edition, the first debate started last year. And talking to people that have like minds, people who understand that systems must be supported, enabled 500 Nigerian youths
500
to be trained in
all in technopreneurship.
Yeah,
I would like to know, because very often we see people just do training. How do you put them in clusters to know that this person is interested in this, has passion for this,
interest,
and this person, right? How are you able to decipher?
Interest cannot be imposed.
True.
No.
But how are you able to decipher? Because a lot of people will just come because the opportunity arises, and not because they are really interested in maybe technopreneurship. Maybe they have skills other than that they would like to develop.
Entrepreneurship opens mind for opportunities. Entrepreneurship. What is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is the organizing of an enterprise in the direction of interest. If you have an enterprise that you're not interested in, how are you going to make money from there? Supposing you're an author,
like you're not
an author, want to write book. How are you going to write? How are you going to do it? You're going to spend hours on a page of trying to decipher between this paragraph and this, if you don't have interest, you want out. So enterprise development has to do in a directed interest. So when we introduce entrepreneurship to a group of young people and let them know that there are vast opportunities in entrepreneurship, there are vast opportunities in taking in digital literacy, in web designing, in social media marketing, in so many diverse programs. So they begin to see which I'm having interest in. If you open up tech solutions like, man, do you know we can fix something here and we report what is happening outside. CCTV camera. Last year I brought in the whole technology to teach young people how CCTV camera works and what powers it. If I don't have the passion, if I don't have the courage, if I don't persist on bringing the right people to bear on these trainings, they will not be there. But these guys flee from Lagos and begin to teach people about CCTV camera, the very lenses, what makes up.
To do it for free.
Yeah, right. It was free. I didn't pay any money to anybody, and the young people were trained, and they were given certificate. And like even this present training that we have few of them that went on that training last year that have their business places, who are doing one technical thing or the other. Like I said, without motive, your motivation is dead already on arrival.
Without motive, motivation is dead. Okay, so let's talk about these books you've been very willing to talk about. That Transcend the Limit. Transcend the Limit. This seems the latest book.
It seems
this is the latest book so far.
Even though there are a few couple of ones still in the system, but
that has not been published. This is the latest published one. So when you say transcend the limit, so you're talking to young people, of course, that they have the ability to transcend the limit,
because there are limits everywhere.
Are there barriers though? Let's talk about the challenges that face that needs transcending in the first place.
Man, challenges, limitations, barriers. Human beings have their own barriers. People don't just wake up from their bed and then begin to make money. You enforce your rights.
You enforce your rights?
Yes. Okay. You enforce your rights.
How do you enforce your
rights? You stand and move towards the motivation of your motive. You are self-motivated, because that is the only solution. If you're not self-motivated, want me to motivate you? Man, I have not motivated myself finish. I want to motivate you.
But millions of people like you are making money.
That's what I'm saying.
Motivating.
No. I am trying to let you know that anyone who is waiting for another person to motivate him is going to stay a long time. Because I don't come by so easily. I can motivate anybody because it's my passion to inspire everyone. Okay, let me give you an instance. I have a young cousin, 10, 15 years ago, young guy. He started this business in Lagos, and one time I came home and found him loitering from one shop to another, drinking. I called him, so come, what's up with you? And then I have not started this organization till just after my university days. He said, Kai, my brother, man, things went haywire. I lost all my money. I said, lost your money. Because once you tell me your problem, I begin to do what they call troubleshoot.
You troubleshoot?
Yeah, I begin to look at where we still have life wires.
Okay.
So that I can join the circuit together and put it on fire.
Bring it back, right?
So when he told me that, I said, because people that want you to sympathize with them, give them some sympathy, give them some credit. So I sympathized with him seriously, so that
intentionally.
I know that. I know if you meet somebody who needs to be sympathized, sympathize with that person.
Right.
Not because you want to sympathize with the person, but that is what will make him listen to you. If you don't give that people that if you don't sympathize with them, they are not doing your way. Nothing. He doesn't care. I even told him I lost my car. He did not even tell me anything.
Okay.
Say, oh, sorry, man, this is bad.
So you broke in.
Yes,
the sympathy.
I sympathy.
You almost cried.
Yes, it is bad. But I said, come. What was left? He said, the shop, man. I said, your shop is left. Guy, all things are not lost. You get a shop, man. You're big, man. Leave the goose. If you don't have if you have a broken car, or if you're driving and you have a flat tire, what you need is a lever.
Exactly.
Yes. So what he needs is a lever. All was not lost. He has a shop, so he needs a lever, and all he can get is goods on credit. He become a distributor of everyone that had the goods that is interested in. You can sell, fine, get the goods and sell.
But you didn't address the reason he lost out in the first
I
place.
did.
Okay.
I did. I told him why I feel the monies went haywire. He wasn't diligent with his money, with his funds. He was always prospecting, or will I say, he thinks everything gonna go by good.
Right.
Anyone you see that is always thinking, well, let it go, another one will come. That person gonna be broke. You're gonna be very poor. If you're always thinking, let this one go, another one will come in. A time will come, no one will come in again, and then you will find yourself who was always giving or feeling letting resources go, that it will be tight, and then you begin to see that those people that you are always letting go and giving and giving, they will tight up. They say no. So when I let him know that, then they used to call him Tinubu. Then when
so he was the Jagaban.
Yes, he was the Jagaban of that time, going to club with his people, and then anytime he comes to club, and they Jagaban and Tinubu, and then he will spend his money. So that's how the money grow wings. So right now you need to tight the nostrils
and because they give shishi.
And yes, they give shishi for this kind of
right.
Right. So right now you need to tight, because the money is not looking at profit. You get somebody's goods, you sell it, you part some profit, and you save some money. So there won't be no resources for you to
exactly
waste. So when he started doing that and fixing, he started growing. He started having more distributors, goods in his shop, and before you know it, become big.
But let's bring this to the problems Nigerian youths face when they start up businesses such as that. Do you think it's that one person who would speak truth to what
to himself, like I told, like I want to get emphasize that this 3H that is very, very important in a human life. Number one is honesty, humility, and hard work. Number one, you have to be honest yourself.
I'm not making it like this. I need to change.
No.
That's the honesty you're talking about.
You have to be honest. No, this doesn't work this way. No. You have to say no to a mind telling you this is the way to go. No. Continue saying no, because there is something telling you to do the wrong thing. He's always telling you no. So you have to be honest yourself. If I must survive in this business, I must be diligent. Have you seen a man who is diligent?
I've seen several.
The word of God says he will stand with kings and not mere men. Because he is diligent. He knows the time. He knows the seasons. He knows the contact. He knows how to behave. That's come to humility. The next H is humility. He's humble. He's humble not to take insults as assets. Like people that they receive in business, they say receivership. They receive everything as insult. When I go mentoring people in business workshop, I say sell to your enemies. Tell them that is the best for them. Sell to your enemies. Don't make enemies if you're a businessman, businesswoman. So I will say, it's quite with my mom. I will not tell my about my business. Who cares? Man, if the devil want to buy from you, man, sell big. Sell big time.
No emotion
in these things. You are there to make a goal. You are there to strike the profit, there to accumulate the money. See, money is of essence in this life. Money is like air. If you don't have money, you drown. You're knocked off. So money. So diligent pursuit of financial empowerment is very, very necessary for young people to understand, and it must start early. If we begin these days, our parents those days don't give us money, but now you say a child that have 1.5 million in his account, maybe JS3 or SS1 or in the university, and he goes to school. As he's going to school, he's buying car in the school. How about? And then he will influence others to go his way. Exactly. And then when there is trouble,
and there's pressures for those who cannot afford that.
Pressure becomes issues. But so my organization is talking about mentorship. Mentoring young people to know this is no more the way to go.
Exactly.
You must be diligent.
But you are just one person. Your organization, YOS, that's the Youth Organization for Self-Sustenance in Nigeria, Africa. You're just one. And we need pockets of this across the country so that we have that impact?
Okay.
What are you doing to branch out?
What I'm doing in essence is networking organizations, young entrepreneurs, and those that have like mind. Like if you are at the program today, you notice the man called Mr. Imafidon, the CEO of IGLs, and today he did something that is very, very practically out of the game, out of the program, because because partnering with my organization to help young people realize their potentials, he had put a lot of resources, and he also want to be involved what we're doing. And at the end of the program, the resource persons and guest speakers have finished their mentorship and training, and he asked a question when he was trying to give the vote of thanks, and he said, I hope some people have learned something today. And everybody said, yes, we have learned. He said, I hope everybody have learned something. If you have learned something, let me see your hands up. Then many people stood up, to say they have learned something. And then he said, if you have a book that you wrote what you learned, I will give you 20 euro.
I saw that. I was
You
there.
saw that? So what happened?
Several didn't.
Several didn't have any book, jotter or biro to write anything down.
But I also criticized that because I had my phone.
Okay. So but you did not present your phone.
No, I wasn't. I wanted the younger people who needed that 20 euros to get it.
But they didn't have. No one said.
I had a phone. That was my problem. We have gotten to this contemporary Nigeria where I could jot, I could record, and all of that. I was expecting people to say.
That is why we are in the technopreneurship.
Yes. I was expecting young people to say, yes, I recorded.
Nobody said that. Nobody
I had
did.
it jotted down on my
did.
phone. Nobody did as well.
So what does that tell you?
So how do we get this? You have not quite responded to how we can transcend or cascade this across Nigeria. You just did something for your young cousin some time ago, which was productive in the long run. How can we meet young people who are giving up at that level across Nigeria?
Well, I can say for myself, because I am already giving myself to this, and I'm calling on other Nigerians, youths, and entrepreneurs who have transcended their own limits to see and the need to mentor others and to support such initiatives. Like I have told you, the reason why we included it in prisons is because if we train these young ones that are outside the prison, those who are inside the prison are going to come out and give us problem. So it better we also help them where they are, so when they come back, they begin to contribute to the good of the economy. So
now what? You had a very, very successful event. What is the next plan right now? Okay,
like we have scheduled the training of the young people across the 6 area councils. We have visited the communities where this training will be done, and they have willingly donated community halls where their wards will be trained, and we have already given them forms to register the people that will be trained, 200 in each of the community. We had gone to Abaji. We have met in the palace of the Gomo of Abaji. We went also to the the honor of Abaji. Then we have the Gomo of Kuje. Then we have the Metamai of Buhari, Then also another chief in Kabushi who also came to represent other ones. So the training will begin from one community to the other.
And you said 200 each.
200 in each community.
And again, you wouldn't want me to ask how you're going to financially sponsor I know we have established where you say it doesn't have to be money. So how are you making this happen?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You know that vision is something that transforms the life of a man. When you add passion to vision, you will see miracles. So when I started this initiative, I know that I'm going to meet people that are going to have like minds. And again, there's a force of communication. When you communicate to people and you make understanding easy for them, I'm telling you, you will get help. Like the young man I said, IGS, who I've known for years, but I had to bring the vision to him, say, you are progressing. But when you stop, when you continue to progress and people around you are not progressing, it becomes a trouble. Because if they don't progress, you become the target. So having the understanding, we begin to put resources together. And now some government agencies are key in. So okay, we will provide workshop fees. This one's okay, we'll provide logistics for you.
Wow.
This one's okay, we'll provide you know, these things are not automatic. It's not something. A vision is where you want to get to. So, but you have to make the first step. Like, I'm the author of this book. I never sold this book. You were asking me to sell. I'm not going to sell it to you, but it's yours.
I really appreciate it.
Put it in your library.
Thank you.
When you read it, you will
Ambassador.
find more background. You will find more opportunity to transcend every limit around you. So that's what we'll take from this.
Okay, is there a plan to expand and go above FCT?
This is the second edition. Last year we started with 500. This year we are doing 1,200. You never could tell. Next year we may do 5,000.
Wow.
It depends on. See, let me tell you the secret.
I want to hear.
I have been involved in training empowerment by MDAs of government. I have seen corruption. I have seen 150 million set aside to train only 50 people. I have seen money devoted to buying laptops and training young people, and when you go there, they will tell you you have 3 hours to leave. I have seen reports that would have given you know the matters in EFCC and ICPC.
You now want to do things
differently, so that they will see. When I tell some people this is what they want to do, and they are against it, find out there might be one of the problem in the society, because nobody want to do good.
While you're trying to solve the problems of young people, are you also looking into solving the problems of the problems? Because those standing between young people and the empowerment they are not supposed to get.
When you fight problem will become a beast, especially when that problem is humanity problem. Human beings.
Okay.
People in position of decisions. When you fight them directly, they will fight you. All you continue to do is to preach the good of the society.
Right.
Preach the good of the society. Some of them, when they see that you are preaching the good of the society, they will begin to turn a good leaf.
Okay. And does that ever happen?
Yeah, it does. It may not be total. But at least we are getting somewhere.
Do you at least say, direct the anti-graft agencies to these organizations?
No.
You completely leave them.
I am a civil society.
Right.
I am not a legal advocate or crime.
So if all of us keep quiet to the kind of things you have been exposed to,
I am not keeping quiet. I am making the noise in the positive direction that this is the way to go. You don't need to differentiate between white and black. If you just see it,
the world should see it.
You just know that this is white, this is black.
Okay, for young people listening to you right now and hearing technopreneurship for the first time as a concept and thinking about how they can empower themselves, what would be your statement to them?
My statement to you is the technopreneurship is the involvement or the deployment of technology in business. There are a lot of opportunities in the ecosystem. Take advantage of the digital literacy. Get yourself involved in doing things online. Get yourself involved in learning skills that promote digital economy, and then begin to deploy these systems, the digital systems, to creating jobs and developing your enterprises. It's going to be hard, because I don't like deceiving people that things are going to be easy. No. The society doesn't need people who are easy this time. Society needs people who are tough, who are courageous, who are resilient, who said no to no, and who say yes to yes. So that is society that we are in right now. And things are going to get bad if we don't stand on our feet to pursue what is our passion.
Right.
If you begin to play lip service to your vision, to your passion, to your purpose, you will end up the same way others who did the same ended up.
President, Youth Organization for Self-Sustenance in Nigeria, Africa, Ambassador Stanley Power. Thank you for being part of the program. And I must thank you for gifting me this book. I will go through it and hopefully be empowered and as motivated as you've asked us to be right now. I had told everybody today that we are moving away from the politics we've been discussing on Joy Asonye Live constantly to do something different. I feel very inspired and motivated by my guests today. It's been very interesting. Again, I must thank you. This is where we will draw the curtains on Joy Asonye Live. We'll be back tomorrow with so much more. Do have a wonderful evening.